Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rupinder Khurana on IIHM Live Hospitality Talks, all the way from Pune Career Studio. And today we have with us a very special guest who is working with one of the most, trusted brands in hospitality, all right, and an Indian brand at that. And he is working with a hotel which has commenced operations very recently and is a very beautifully appointed hotel and is becoming on the way to becoming an iconic property. And I'm talking about nothing else than ITC Royal Bengal. And we have with us Mr. Aakash Agnihotri, who's the complex duty manager working at ITC Royal Bengal. So welcome to the show, Mr. Aakash Agnihotri.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khurana.
So it's lovely having you today, joining us and sharing some experiences from your life. We'd love to know about your early part of your life when you, as a student, joined the hospitality industry. So it will be, good to know from you as to how was your journey as a student.
Okay, so as we all know, this is one of the industries which has been very, very little in the limelight, and a very different opinion comes across with family members. I think even today, there are a lot of people who face these challenges of convincing people that what we exactly do in a hotel. So it was way back in 2007 when I passed out of my schools, and I went through a counseling session because I was not very sure what exactly I would like to do. So during my counseling sessions, I got a few options, and it was basically an aptitude sort of a test, and then some psychological discussions that I happened to cross with them. So they gave me an option of hotel management, and then the second option that I got was of being a journalist. So I have a few journalists in my family, so they apparently told me not to choose the line. Happens always when people are in a particular line, they say, don't do this, do something else, because that's not an easier job to do. So though I was very fascinated with doing a hotel management degree, I was not very sure that what exactly I need to do. My exams got over recently at that point of time, and I still remember I had the IIHM exam being conducted in my city, and it was, I think, just 4 days more. And post the exams getting over, we were all in a mode to play and keep the books away because class 12 was done and there was absolutely nothing to do at home. So it was all holiday mode. So I filled in the form and went across and sat in the examination. Definitely not prepared. Just went through some books, and I really don't remember even what book I went through. And I somehow scored a decent ranking, but could not make it through the prime metro colleges of IHM. I got a few IHM options, which I apparently did not like. So I started searching for private institutions. And then my sister was in Bangalore at that point of time. She was doing her graduation. So I got across this college called MS Ramaya College of Hotel Management, a very renowned college across the southern region of the country and affiliated through the Bangalore University. So I filled in the form because Bangalore does not take people below merit, is what they said to me. So results were not out. I was unsure what exactly I would like to do. And I filled in the form and waited for my results to come in. My results came, and I was fortunate enough to join the college in year 2007. And that is when I commenced my hotel management degree. I think apparently until today, I haven't been able to justify my family members that why I chose it. But then I was very happy to choose this industry, and moreover, the industry accepting me. So the moment I joined in the college, I decided that I will take upon front office as my specialization. Prime reasons, I preferred being in the lobby because that is one area that I always wanted to be in. Secondly, I was always having an impression in my mind and always wanted to become a general manager, which I thought initially was an easier way through front office as a department. Definitely not difficult, but then yes, that was one. And most importantly, handling guests and interacting with them, because front office is one area wherein you get the maximum interaction. You get to handle every possible thing, I think, happening in the hotel. You are the first one who comes to know about things, challenging situations every second that you get to face. Different instances, and a lot of them I have seen over years in the industry. So 4 years of rigorous college, very, very strict college that I had to go through. Apparently, the feeling was that the college will have a very hunky-dory life, but it was never the same. Definitely, discipline was one which we were taught, fed into us. Then 6 months of industrial training, which again I did through ITC Hotels in Bangalore. Uh, I must say that a person who would like to continue his journey in the industry, this is 6 months of industrial training is one of the most important aspects in his life. These are those 6 months which will make you or break you in the industry. The more you struggle in these 6 months is the more you get motivated towards working in the industry and staying there. Uh, People say nowadays they compare, I think, the defense services at par to what we in hospitality go through. Very, very tough, very, very demanding. There are absolutely no time frames that a hotelier works across with. Your personal life goes for a toll. Keeping everything in mind, I still chose ahead and I wanted to become a successful hotelier. 2011 is when I passed out. Yeah, with a lot of challenges, definitely, because the competition was heavy. Though the year I passed out, there were not many brands that were into the market at that point of time. 2011, it was majorly occupied with your Indian hotels, being it Taj, Oberoi, and ITC, and slightly inclusion of Accor as a brand, which was trying to make his mark in the Indian economy at that point of time. And Marriott was definitely not stable. Starwood was one brand that was strongly into the Indian market. So I got through the campus, a lot of job opportunities that I had. Definitely, I had a lot of offer letters with me, be it airlines and others. However, I was a little unlucky. I got through the Taj Management Trainee Program when I passed out. My second letter of posting, which was there, this is a very important experience for me to share. The reason being is this was again one of the time frames in my journey which shook me a little because I was at home, my college was over, I was waiting for the letter to come in, the dates to be decided so that I can just pack my bags and move on with my joining. Apparently, that letter did not come. So I contacted the Taj Hotels back and they said that they have overhired people in front of us. So they will not be able to go ahead with my candidature at the moment. And posting at the moment looks dicey. Now, college was over, campus was not there. I was not in touch with a lot of hoteliers because I was a fresher. Uh, Life looked difficult, but I accepted. I waited. Then there was a Sheraton Bangalore which was opening up. It was in its pre-opening stages. Uh, I went across. I gave in. A very very uh, fresh college student passed out with a lot of thoughts in his mind, nervous to the core. I went in, huge hotel. It was my first 230 room property, massive lookout. Went and I met the general manager, my director of rooms. Uh, they were vividly experienced with all over a decade of experience under their belts, and I was clueless. That was the first time I probably saw a hotel with such a large volume, and I moved in. I was lucky to crack that interview, and I joined as an associate. Uh, Again, as people have this mentality and a concept, I think it still prevails in the industry today that if you have not done a management trainee program or probably you are not under a program, you will never grow in your life. Uh, I have decided otherwise when I grew in the industry. I have trained a lot of management trainees under me, which has been a privilege uh, given to me. I somewhere have a feeling starting as an associate definitely takes time for you to grow in the industry, but it makes your roots very, very strong. Because what an associate goes through, apparently, a management trainee will never be able to go through. Uh, I slogged myself because that was the toughest time frame for me because my entire team had experienced people on the bench. I was the only fresher at that point of time, and there was absolutely no denial that I could do to any job assigned to me. So I got trained. I worked in bell desk. I worked in concierge. I did cross exposure at the lounge, handling F&B. Then I worked at the telephone operators. And I think I have done possibly everything in those 4.5 years in my stint with Starwood Hotels. And I must say, I must tell everybody that I was very, very lucky that I joined Starwood Hotels as an associate. It was one of the best brands that I've ever worked with. Starwood was a very, very strong brand. Uh, I don't know what exactly has gone post the merger with Marriott Hotels, but then yes, Starwood as an individual brand was very strong. They taught me, they groomed me, they brought a hotelier out of me, and I was very, very confident when I was an associate 1 year down the line. I could manage everything. The entire show was managed by me all alone. I could take additional responsibilities. I was given responsibilities by my own managers, and the trust that they built on me, that if I am standing in the reception counters, they will apparently not come to the lobby, is what made me even stronger. Definitely very challenging because you never know what comes across to you. Uh, as said earlier, front office is a very, very difficult department to handle in. You need a lot of presence of mind, and calm nerves is what is very important. So I paved my way. I got promoted as a supervisor post 2 years after joining the industry. Then journey in the supervisory level as well was not easy, because when you become a supervisor, you are in mid of a manager and an associate. So you handle a team, becoming an associate, and at the similar time you handle a team being a supervisor so that your associates listen to you. Uh, a very challenging role again. I worked for 2 years as a supervisor in there, 2.5 years, and then I moved to Shangri-La in Bangalore. That was the pre-opening hotel. 397 rooms inventory. Uh, was my first assignment as a duty manager. It was way back in 2015, if I'm not wrong. I can recall. And I was again given multiple job roles. I was handling their loyalty program portfolio. I was handling their rooms controlling under a few team members. And I was handling the entire front desk operations, setting the desk up because it was a pre-opening. That was my first journey wherein I had a lot of freshers under my belt. I could very, very easily correlate to them. What exactly I went through 4 years back is what the kids had to go at that point of time. So I ensured that every kid that I was working with was comforted, was groomed, because it was a very harsh training that we had gone through. So it is not necessary that we impart the same harshness to the others as well. So the kids were taught, they were trained, and these are all new generation kids. They don't abide by the books that we have gone through. Probably they're all street smart people, and they just want to have things done in friction of seconds. But then we coped up well, successfully opened the hotel. Again, a lot of challenging stuff coming in, because any pre-opening hotel that comes in comes with a lot of challenges of engineering, new guest, team being nervous, never seen guests for last 3, 4 months, 5 months, sitting in operations, uh, not getting live, then the hotel moving into live. Uh, very, very different experience. I must say that every individual who passes out of the college should once or twice at least grab this opportunity with open arms to work in a pre-opening hotel. You get to learn a lot. A running hotel will teach you a lot of things, but will never teach you what a pre-opening hotel can. And you definitely become stronger. So I have been part with the Oracle team in Opera installation in my past 3 organizations. And I mean, today I can say with my closed eyes that I'm hands-on on Opera. Post configuring the system and working on the system are two different things. When I configured it for the first time, I was very, very nervous that what exactly I've done. Will it be right or not? Because once the hotel goes live, you can't make changes onto the system. But then we were successful. So then I worked in Shangri-La and then post moved to Accor. I worked across the industry over the years with all international brands, the leading international brands. Accor, I moved to the Fairmont Jaipur, where again I worked for a year. Then I was transferred to Novotel Ibis as a complex duty manager again. Gaining experience in resort, which is way, way different than what a business clientele deals in. Uh, a business hotel will probably take 3 minutes or 5 minutes for a check-in process, whereas as a resort, you need to showcase the entire hotel, which is spread over acres of land. You need to give them the best of the luxury experience that the Indian hospitality has. Then again, changing gears, moving across to the complex hotels, a very, very huge inventory that I had to manage. Took up the challenge. I was handling as an assistant department head with IBIS operations and Novotel in the capacity of a duty manager. Worked there for a year. Then I again got an opportunity of a pre-opening hotel, which I definitely at that point of time I was very much into doing a pre-opening hotel. I was fascinated with bigger brands, luxury, and pre-openings. So I moved to the Four Seasons in Bangalore, one of the most prestigious brands across the world, the leading luxury hotels in the world. They have 110 hotels across the world, but then they're the luxury leaders across even today. Their concept of having lesser hotels is only because they don't want to dilute their luxury standards. That's exactly what I've seen. A very beautiful, strong brand to work with, a Canadian chain. Uh, I pre-opened this hotel. They came into the Indian market post a decade. Successful opening of this hotel. This hotel also came with new concept. They had two towers. One was a residence, the service residences, and then again they had the regular hotel tower. So that was again my first opportunity to work in a service residence along with a hotel setup. Uh, so that was one. Pre-opened that hotel successfully, and then I last year, it was in 2019 when I moved to Kolkata. Very skeptical about the city. Knew nothing about this, and for the first time in my life, moving to an Indian brand, to ITC Hotels. ITC is a very strong Indian chain. They have mastered their art through the years. There is absolutely nothing that can draw this company back. And I was very glad to get an opportunity to work with ITC Hotels, basically. Though, yes, if you compare, the working culture differs drastically, being an international hotel and an Indian hotel. But then, yes, there is a lot to learn if you work in an Indian hotel. I was pretty scared even after working for 8.5 years in the industry. I was very scared to go across and work in an Indian brand. Wherein, as we all know, an Indian brand, the major reasons of people not willing to join an Indian brand is that they have people working from ages there, and your settlement time frame becomes very difficult in an organization when you have such old people who have laid down every possible thing, even the smallest brick they have laid down in the company. They don't let you settle down easily. But then, yes, I took the challenge up. I was very fortunate to have one of the best management teams across in ITC Royal Bengal. Very cooperative people. I was surprised to see the young blood that we got in ITC Royal Bengal. Uh, I still have so many youngsters working under me. I mean, there's absolutely nobody I think is over 20, 25 years of age. Very surprising for a brand like ITC. They have also evolved and changed, uh, I must say. And then, yes, a massive support from the organization, without which I think I probably wouldn't have been able to survive in this huge complex. It's one of the largest in India and the biggest complexes that we work across. Ample number of F&B outlets and hotels. And the best part that when I came into Calcutta was I came in an assumption that a pre-opening hotel will take some amount of time to settle down into the market. Trust me, I think the Calcutta market is way too different than what people expect it to be, or people have an imagination about. It is a booming market at the moment. Uh, I never saw a hotel running on such a high occupancy just a month of opening, and rest is history, as everybody knows. I think people have seen it across social media networking, uh, across every portal that ITC Royal Bengal has been on. We have become famous. Yes, the city and the people have made us famous. I must say, our hospitality. They wanted our hospitality, and we have given us this. They gave us an opportunity to serve them, and we have stood by their demands and needs. Definitely, yes, it's been a year to me in the complex operations. We are going good. We are going strong. Last 3 months have been difficult for the industry across the globe. I would not say it is only our industry and India. It is a pandemic which probably has hit globally. Countries like Australia have gone down to recession phases. China, Japan is struggling with the leaders in the world economy. They rule the world, and I think India is still at a far better stage, though we have climbed to sixth ranking at the moment with regards to the number of cases. But then I somewhere have a very strong feeling. People are very scared. Of course, the kids who are passing out of the college, uh, the associates who are working across the industry, parameters, being it aviation, hospitality, are scared. It's very obvious. It is nothing new, or probably it is not an odd situation wherein people do not get panic. Yes, a panic situation has arisen, but then we need to be very confident. Uh, hospitality industry has never taken any support from anybody ever. And we have revived. We in the worst phases also we have come up. We have shown that we have the strength, we have the people, we have the right attitude towards work, and we will definitely come back. These 3 months have been tough on us, the hospitality industry, due to the lockdown of the hotels. The hotels have taken a toll. It's a setback for us. But then, yes, slowly and gradually is what we have realized that people are coming back on track. Hotels have been given the permission to open up. Uh, there are a lot of hotels which are already under operations, few about to open operations by the 8th, as given by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Uh, and gradually and slowly, we will come back. Now,
Sure. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will.
yeah, definitely. I think there's absolutely nothing to panic. Everybody cannot press the panic button and start searching jobs here and there, because we need to understand it is very important that where are you searching jobs? A pandemic which has hit the global economy and every other sector, be it hospitality, be it IT, be it anything, even the medical, we are badly hit. So there are no jobs across the country, or probably across the globe. There are no jobs at the moment. Everything is freezed. So what is the better and the wiser option is people should stay back where they are. Moving in and around at the moment will not give you a guarantee, a surety that you will survive in the other industry. You never know, the other industry can crash as well in the coming years. The benefit to hoteliers and hospitality majorly is this industry will never shut. We have gone into the blood of this world. We are into the blood of people. They want us to pamper them. They want us to take care of them when they're away from home. They travel miles and miles across from different countries. And India, being a nation wherein we say Atiti Devo Bhava, I think is one of the best countries wherein we can extend luxury to the guest and hospitality. So we will come back definitely. And we'll come back stronger this time, is what I feel. Even though we do not have a lot of support from the government, I think this industry itself has a lot of capacity and capability with the right resources and manpower that we will revive up. Uh, yes, a lot of things will change. A lot of things have changed over these months. Hotels have gone across with a different lookout altogether. You can say this hygiene and sanitization is part of a life. I think it is better we accept it sooner and becomes easier for us to carry on our lives ahead. Hotels are coming up with prospects of a lot of sanitization, keeping the areas cleaned, making it easier for the guest. Now, when a guest travels across a globe, uh, he will not worry much about his bag sanitization, his room being cleaned, him being in a safe area, the car being provided by the hotel that is clean. So he will bank upon the hotels that we take care of them. That is exactly the place wherein the hotels will revive and we'll rebuild our trust in our guests. People who left us, they will come back, they will start staying with us. They will bank upon us. Yes, the investments for the hotels will go up in a situation wherein we do not have a lot of earnings for the hotel and the outflow of the cash goes higher. But then, yes, these cash flow will definitely give us benefits in the longer run. Uh, I think having a hygienic way of life is definitely is no harm to the people. And we know that India is a country wherein it is so diverse that it is very difficult for us to maintain the hygienic situations. It is very good. I somewhere feel that everybody has come back to the norms that yes, we need to have a sanitizer in hand. You need to maintain social distancing. So these are certain things that are definitely are good, has come as a blessing in disguise for the hotel industry. Uh, I would have a small suggestion for all these people who are passing out of college. I truly understand that it's a panic situation. Your family is questioning you that what next? What would you like to do? A lot of people may not opt for higher studies. Some people would like to stick back to the industry. They might start searching for jobs here and there. I would advise do not panic so much. This will subside. This will go down in another 6 months down the line. 6 months, 7 months, and year is when we see that we will come back in full swing across the industry. So it is just that we hold on to uh, us and support the industry is what it is very important. Because see, what I've learned across the years is this industry needs your support. If we support the industry will support us back. And if we fall apart at this point of time, the industry will break. So it is all upon the people that we can make or break this industry at this point of time. So support is something which is very, very important. Yes, the people, I think the packages can go down slightly here and there for people. Uh, Delayed openings or delayed joinings of the staff. But I think you can materialize that time frame. You can get into some books, you can study. There's a lot of online material which is coming up these days. I was just going through a website a few days back. They are having online hospitality management courses given by international universities. So that is something that we can definitely avail of. Do not sit back home, get into negative impressions, waste your time. You can utilize this time to bring in positivity. You can do some distance learning courses. You can sit back with your books. You can sit down with your teachers and start reviving. Keep yourself updated is something which is very important. See, because initially when we used to have at the reception counters, everybody knows in today's time, I think probably a final year student would be definitely knowing that how to take a check-in. Probably keeping aside the software part of it, they definitely know what basic things is. Greet the guest, welcome the guest, bring him in, assist him is what we do. Uh, Now, post this is something which will prevail, but then there are a lot of other changes which will come in. And it is very important for us to understand these changes. So if you are updated, you know what exactly is happening. I am very, very sure that you will have an edge. This is the time which is the survival of the fittest, the people who can fight this battle and stay strong. I think they will get through this. And yes, there is I would say, being in the industry, these 3 months definitely have been slightly tough for us as well. But then we have not gone into a negative frame of mind. We have been very, very positive that yes, we will open up, we will open the doors, we will welcome the guests back. That's all what I would like to guide the others as well. Please don't lose hope. Stay strong, stay firm, stay where you are. Stay safe, very important. And yes, keep yourself updated. You will get back and you will be rehired. You will be getting back to work. India can never get back to the mode the US is in, of having automated robotic check-ins. We give and extend hospitality and warmth to our guests, and we will definitely do the same again, probably in the coming few months.
I agree with you. You have so wonderfully encapsulated your journey, right from being a student to how you started your journey and how you learned along the way. Your bumpy start, as you mentioned, where you had an offer, a to die for offer with you, and one day you found out that that offer was not valid anymore because they had sort of oversubscribed. Taken in too many people, and they could not offer them a job. But then from there onwards, how you have progressed and learned along the way, and being with brands which have taught you and made you what you are today, and now working for an iconic Indian brand which you were a little scared to join, as you mentioned. But then I'm sure today you're not regretting your decision. You're working for one of the best brands in India, all right? And students have a lot to learn from your journey. And I'm sure that your message towards the end, when you mentioned that they should not get into a negative frame of mind, is something that they will definitely think about, because obviously at their young age, there are times when people give in to negativity. But then I have always been advocating that you should not be going into that negative sphere. It's time that, there are times when you need to really sit back and, think. And when you are thinking, you should always think on a positive side. You should not even, look at what's done is done. So what you need to think about is, what can I do to make my CV much better, so that when things open up and things are going to revive, things cannot be held at ransom by the coronavirus forever. So that's going to be changing in the very near future. And when things do open up, when things revive, all right, I'm sure our students who are watching this will definitely find that they have much more edge over the other competitors, because they have not wasted the time. So taking from what you have spoken about, I'm sure there's a lot of learning, and I really thank you for taking time out and encapsulating it so wonderfully for all the viewers. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Agnihotri. I look forward
Pleasure.
to meeting you in person. All right. And
Definitely.
I thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very
Right.
much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.